welcome back to Sip and Dip with Chelsea. For today's video, we're going to be chatting about dip flu. This was highly requested for me to dive deep into this topic, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about what it is, how to prevent it, how do you know if you have it, the signs, the symptoms, and everything in between. Please remember that I am not a licensed professional. I am not a medical professional, so if you are going through any of these symptoms, please reach out to your doctor and get advice and help. So what is dip flu? Dip flu is when you have a sensitivity or an allergic reaction to the dip powder liquids and or the dip powder. I would say 90% of the time the reactions that I've heard of are due to the dip powder base and the dip powder top coat. So it usually manifests because there's such a strong odor, and that can create that symptom of dip flu. But that doesn't mean it's impossible to have a reaction to the dip powder as well. For some, it's just the liquids. For some, it's just the powders. For some, it could be both. So it really does vary person to person. So how do we know if we have dip flu? So the symptoms can be headaches, watery eyes, a runny nose. It can be a sore throat. It can be tightness in your chest. It can even be a skin irritation or a nail irritation as well. The symptoms also vary person to person. So you may only have one, you could have them all. Each person is going to have a different reaction to dip flu. I also get asked a lot if I have experienced dip flu, and the answer is yes. So when I started doing dip powder nails, we were stationed in Florida and I did not ever experience dip flu. We always had the AC running or a ceiling fan running. I was in a big open space and I never experienced it before. But when we got stationed in Maryland, which is where we are now, I did start to experience dip flu. So my dip flu started in the winter time. I attribute it to a lack of air circulation because I don't have the AC running, I don't have a fan running, it's freezing cold, and that's when mine really started to flare up. I'm embarrassed to say it actually took me a long time to put two and two together on what was going on with me. Basically, every time I would sit down to do my nails that night, I was getting a super bad headache, the sore throat, the tightness in my chest, and y'all, it took me like 3 days to get over those symptoms. I thought that I was just getting used to the area, my allergies were flaring up, that maybe I was getting sick really often because my little one is always sick, but I finally realized it was happening every single time I was sitting down to do my nails. So symptoms can occur immediately while doing your nails. It can be that night, it can be the next day, it could be several days later. So please be aware of that. So if you start to see that pattern happening every single time you're doing your nails, it could be dip flu. The tricky part about this topic is not everyone is going to experience this. So please don't watch this video and be terrified of trying to do dip powder nails at home, because like I said, I did not experience it for years until we got stationed in Maryland. So you may never go through this, or you could be watching this thinking, wow, I am checking off all of these boxes. This is totally what's going on with me. I absolutely experienced dip flu. So now we know what dip flu is, we know what the symptoms are to be on the lookout for. Let's talk about some things that we can do to prevent it.
A big part of prevention is about cleaning up, so removing all of the dust and dip powder particles. For me, that's spraying down my workstation and wiping it off after each manicure. I also like to use these towels. I grab them from Walmart, super cheap when I'm doing my swatching. So all I do is just shake it out outside afterwards and then wash it in the washing machine. Paper towels are another easy option where you lay them out and toss them out when you're done. After your top coat's dry, I highly suggest washing your hands. This is going to help remove anything that you maybe missed that could be on your skin or your nails, such as dip powder or dust particles. So one of my subscribers told me that showering actually really helped her dip flu. So if you can and your top coat's dry, give showering a try as well. Another important part of cleaning up is making sure we put all our products away. So you can see I did not fully close this liquid bottle, and y'all, I am so guilty of doing that. But when we do that, not only are we going to ruin our liquids, but that odor is still seeping out into the room. So be sure that you are closing up all of your products and removing that excess, of course. So I'm going to clean that off before I seal it up, and really closing all of your liquid bottles, and not only your liquid bottles, but also your dip powder. If your dip flu is caused by dip powder, it's important that we really seal up the jars. I am so bad about just leaving the lids on top and not fully closing them, but we want to make sure we really seal it after. The next thing we can do is wear a mask. So whether that be disposable ones or reusable ones like this one, I'm the first to admit I have got to get better about wearing a mask, not just for dip flu, but also to protect our lungs, you guys. It is so important. So please don't be like me. Wear your mask while doing dip powder nails. I've also heard of a lot of ladies who love these types of masks for dip flu, and it's been a game changer for them. The way we position our hands and body while doing our nails is so important, not just for our back and posture, but this can also be a cause for dip flu. So if you're guilty of leaning in like this instead of, arching your back and sitting upright, that can cause dip flu because the odor of the dip powder base and the top coat while leaning in really close can cause the watery eyes. That can be what makes your throat sore. So keep your hands, keep those liquids away from your face. This is another reason why I have all of this lighting, not just for filming, but so I can see and not have to pull my hand really close to my face. As I mentioned earlier, air circulation played a huge role in my dip flu. So this air purifier was a game changer for me. This is where I sit and work. This is how close I have my desk purifier near me. So just for reference, I would be doing my nails right here, and then the air down here is going to get sucked in here and purified, pushed out up top here. So it doesn't ever affect the dry time because the air that's being cleaned down through here is being pushed up top here. So it's not directly blowing on my nails or my liquids. After you turn it on here, it has this light here that's going to flash if you need to change out the filter. There's 3 different fan settings. You've got a nighttime one, there's a low, a medium, a high. I featured this product 100 times on my channel because without it, I could not have used regular dip powder liquid. This is on the medium fan setting. I want you to see just how much air it is circulating. It really does blow a lot. So not only is this helping me with the liquid odor by sucking in those odors down below, but it's also circulating air near me without directly blowing it on me. Another product that might help could be a dust collector. So I have this one from Melody Susie. They have a ton of different types out there. I really like it because it's small, it's compact. So you have the power setting right here. So this just turns it on, and then 2 different fan settings. So this piece here is magnetic, so it just pops off super easily, and then you can get to the air filter underneath. So when you're done filing, shaping, doing your nails, you would just take this air filter out and shake it out into the trash can and even replace it as needed. The reason why a dust collector could help is because it's about air circulation. It's about pulling those dust particles, the dip powder, out of the air, away from your face, away from your lungs, and down into here. The next option for helping with air circulation, if possible and you're not freezing cold, would be to run some sort of fan nearby, whether that be a ceiling fan or any sort of fan. Just keep in mind though that fans running nearby can affect the liquid dry time. So if you have fans running and you notice your liquids are drying super fast, that could be why. So it's best to not have a fan blowing directly at you while doing dip powder because it can affect the dry time of your liquids, but also because you don't want it to blow the dip powder everywhere too. We also want to make sure that we're in a big open space, so not too small like a little small bathroom. You want that area to be well filtered, air circulating, and you can also do nails outside. So a lot of people said they had great luck with doing dip powder nails outside and it helped with their dip flu. The only thing is, obviously, if there's a lot of wind or, the sun, it's super hot, that can affect the dry time. So you have to be cautious with that as well. So if you tried all those things and you're at your wit's end, then I would suggest trying odorless liquids. So if your sensitivity is due to the dip base or the dip top coat, it could be any brand, not just this brand. I would try out an odorless liquid option. I've tried 3. One of them is the Sparkle & Co. one. And y'all, in 100% transparency and honesty, I don't love it. It's going to be personal preference ultimately, but the base liquid was just so super slow drying, and the top coat only allowed for one layer, so I felt like it wasn't that shiny. But if you're suffering with dip flu, then an odorless option would still be better than dip flu. Next one I tried was from Color My World Dips, and I actually love the base so much I'm out of it, so I don't have it here with me. It is a slower drying base, but I love this top coat because you can still do 2 layers, so you don't have to sacrifice shine. You can use any activator in tandem with this base and top coat system. I do have a full tutorial of these liquids on my channel, so if you're interested in that, feel free to comment down below and I'll send you the link. Last one I tried is from Revel, and I actually really like this one, y'all. So the base is the fastest drying one. It's still slow drying, but it's the fastest out of those 3 that I've tried. So I really enjoyed the base. Here's the activator, nothing different, nothing fancy to me that I've noticed. But here's where things get different, okay? So I'm going to cover it so it doesn't blind y'all. This is a gel top coat. It is a HEMA-free one. So a lot of people who have gel allergies, this just wouldn't be an option for y'all. But those of you who are interested in trying a gel top coat, this would be great. So it does require a lamp. I like it because once you're cured, you're done. I also have a dedicated video of just this product and a tutorial. So if you're interested in that, comment down below and I will send it to you. I also have a whole playlist on dip flu. So if you want to see all of the videos in one spot. Speaking of gel, another option for dip flu would be to do the gel method. So the gel method is where you use a gel base coat instead of a dip liquid base coat. And the reason that works for dip flu is because they don't have that harsh odor. So this can really help with that. However, if you have a gel allergy, this obviously wouldn't be an option for you. But I do have an entire playlist of the gel method as well on my channel if you want to learn more about this technique.
Please keep in mind though that this might not work for you, and what might work for you might not work for me. That's part of the experimenting and seeing what could help. For me, my issue was air circulation, and having that air purifier was an absolute game changer for me. If you did experience dip flu, I would love for you to comment down below. Let me know what your issue was in particular and what your solution was so others can read that as well. So I started this channel, you guys, to help out others in our dip powder community. It started as, how did you do that design, Chelsea? And how did you get your cuticles to look like that? And my nails are lifting and all of these things. That's why I started making videos. I love getting to help others and learning along the way in this whole dip powder journey. So that's what today's video is. If you are experiencing dip flu, my heart goes out to you. I hope that you can find some things that work for you. I'm an open book. If you're experiencing any issues, y'all, comment them, let me know, reach out to me. I do my best to respond to as many people as I can, and that's what I want to make my content about. I hope that you guys found today's video helpful, and I will see y'all next week.
Mom?
Yeah.
Can you help me with this?
Yep, give me a second. 1 sec, okay?
Okay. I'll listen to you.
Thank you.
My butt.
Okay, stay there. Stay.
Mom. Mom. Mom.